Hello everyone, welcome to
Crucial Conversations with the AA.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Wow,
Where have you guys been?
it's been a while. Where have we been actually?
Yeah, where have you guys been? I mean, I
Oh,
have been very focused, very consistent, showing
uh-huh.
up. But like you guys, where have you guys
Where
been?
where have you
Where
guys
where?
been? She's
No, where
asking
have
us.
you?
Oh,
Like the
you.
AAs.
Oh, where have we been?
Today
Okay.
is something crucial,
Mm-hmm.
right?
By the way, your hair looks really
Oh,
nice.
thank you.
Looking like
So,
African queen.
so I heard a statement,
Yeah.
and that statement says the future is female.
Interesting.
Now, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Is the future tending female or tending to female?
Mm.
If yes, what does that even mean?
Mm.
If, I mean, I don't know, like, if your opinion is no, what, I think my main question is the future tending towards female? If
Mm.
your answer is yes, I don't know what your answer is.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's yes, what does that even mean?
What does that even mean? Okay, so prior to now, we're having a conversation and we're talking about the fact that you rightly mentioned that if you check out some people today that are doing well, many of them, their husbands are not like publicly known.
People,
Yeah,
like women.
yeah, women actually. So their husbands are not like as popular as they are. Let me use that phrase.
Yeah,
And we gave quite a number of examples, right? Different spheres of life. And
yeah.
we talked about people like Mrs. Ibuka Oshika,
Okonjo-Iweala.
Bishop, Funke Adejumo,
Yeah,
yeah, Konjewela,
yeah. And the likes.
architect,
Yes,
Adenowo,
yes.
and quite a number of others. And the list goes on and on. And you can tell that behind, in quotes, every successful woman out there that is married,
Yeah.
most times there's a very solid, supportive husband. 99% of the time, I would say, based on what we have seen, if you
Yeah.
understand. So yeah, that topic is quite interesting the way you put it.
Is the future female?
I was trying to give you a point. Okay, I would say that we live in a world that is gradually changing,
Yeah.
and that is looking more like a reality in a way.
Yeah.
If we check most spaces, even in schools, because we deal with a lot of secondary schools and primary schools, and one trend we seem to realize is the fact that you see more outspoken young ladies. You see conferences, a lot of them are geared towards the women.
Yeah.
And then you look at the men, most of them are trying to work hard,
Yeah.
make a living.
Yeah.
Those that are not married are trying to get the resources so that they
Yeah.
can get married.
Yeah.
And those that are not anywhere near marriage are trying to like survive day
Yeah.
to day. And the girl child more or less has a lot of empowerment programs these days, more than they can even attend.
Yeah.
And if you check out, even the ones for the men, the guys, many of them are not able to attend,
Yeah.
partly because they're out there on the field, working hard, sweating for daily bread. So yeah,
Okay, so now with what you have said,
your hair is really nice
thank
actually.
you. So with what you have said,
Yeah.
if I get you correctly,
Mhm.
you are influencing that. Well, we can't say the future is female, but it's I'm going somewhere. But it's like there is more emphasis, right? Or should I say things are being done and focus on developing the female child. In
Yeah.
fact, I mean, we have a situation where I get to hear people say it's like before it was like the male child was more and focused on, but now it's like we're moving to focusing on the female child, and it's like we're neglecting the male child. So okay, so based on that, it seems as though you are saying that we can't say the future is female because that would be like a broad statement to have. But then it's
Bold,
like
yeah.
it broad. That's what I mean. Yeah,
Broad.
that was like generalistic
Yeah.
statement to have. But there seems to be more emphasis and visibility on the female child than the male child. Now, I want to say something here. I feel like the I don't know if I should say it's the African context, right? I feel like there seems to be a gap in men mentorship, right? 100%. And I feel like, I don't know, it's probably assumed that as a man you should be able to figure things out. Like there's the assumption that as a man, no, you can.
So it's a thing that stems from the beginning. Like I always go back to
you always go back to the beginning.
All right, when God created man, he gave him the responsibilities at first, and largely the woman's role, in God's creation was to support, to help this man to accomplish everything that God has given to him as responsibilities, right? And in the process of she doing that, Satan came along the way and all that. So even in our world today, a fundamental part of that has not changed, right? God still gave responsibility of work to do to the man, and the woman came on board to help, to support him to execute that, and that's from a purpose point of view, right? Now, from a career point of view, it's a totally different conversation, right?
What do you mean? For example, do you get to separate career from purpose?
Your career is not your purpose. The fact that you're a banker does not mean that that's why God.
But is it inseparable? Like, I mean,
no, you can combine them, but you can separate them as well.
So what exactly is purpose?
Purpose is the original intent of the creator for his creation. That's
what's my purpose, or what's your purpose?
So my purpose is God's intent for creating me.
Like, what does that mean? God create me? What does that mean?
That means I need to know specifically why God created me, and the specific assignment is giving me per time, and executing that means I'm walking in destiny. Did you get that?
I'm lost.
No, we found. So God says, okay, let me use a typical example. I created a speaker.
Yeah.
And why I created that speaker is for it to be able to amplify sound.
Yeah.
That's its purpose. And I give it an assignment. Like I say, okay, I connect it to a phone and I say, play this song out. And this commits, it plays that song. Another day I connect it to my TV to play something, it plays it. So different assignments. Another day I connect it to an iPod.
Yeah.
And I said, play this song out, it plays it out. So different. Another time I want to have a call, and I want it to speak out, or I want to play a recording so that everybody can hear it. So I'm not playing a song. I want to play a message, or I want to play a podcast, and I want people to hear it. So different purposes, different instances, different timings. Those are the different places where purpose finds. So now I would say that the speaker is fulfilling its destiny because it's producing sound every time I call on it. So imagine you as a human, God is calling on you to find expression, but you are like incognito. You can't reach you, or you are like, God, I'm busy, and speaker is like, see, I'm not working today. And I'm like, no, I need you when I need you, at the time I need you, for the purpose for which I created you. So the speaker in this case, now imagine the speaker has a mind of its own and says, no, I'm off today. So just use that as an example. So
back to, because I've forgotten how we got here.
So you're asking me about how the fact that the purpose for which a girl, the purpose of man generally. I was going back to
the So you were talking about, when we're talking about career, it's a different ballgame.
So that because now, career is like saying you put a cap or a wrapping body around the speaker to package it, or you say, oh, this speaker is for
more like to make it safe.
No, more like to give it a brand, a look, to say, this is a high-end speaker.
But I don't see it that way.
Qualifications that you give to the thing to say that, okay, it can perform underwater, it can do so all those salient specifications of expertise,
capacity.
So the fact that, let's say, your divine assignment per time, maybe in a particular season of your life, was for you to bring people into discovering their own purpose. So people like that, and there's some that's like, maybe God needs you to reach out to the sick, but then your career is a doctor. So how do you combine the two? So you see that career and your purpose are like aligning in that moment,
Yeah.
where or your assignment at that time is aligning. So as a doctor, you're also like having counseling sessions,
Yeah.
and you're speaking to people about certain things about their life and where they should
Yeah.
spend, eternity and all that. So your purpose is in alignment with you. So anywhere you find yourself, right, you need to be purpose conscious. That's where I'm going to.
Yeah.
Right, you cannot afford to say, oh, I'm a carpenter and I have nothing to do. No,
Yeah.
inside that carpentry that you are doing to earn a living,
Yeah.
you should be very, very sure to focus your attention on why did God create me on
Yeah.
earth, and what am I supposed to be doing, and
Yeah.
how in this carpentry, or if the carpentry not give you opportunity to do it, you create time outside of carpentry to execute it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
so now back to
The topic.
yeah,
The
yes.
girl, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say the girl child or whatever, but like back to where I'm going,
Is it
right?
female?
No, let's hold that phrase. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you look at our context, right? There's this popular scripture: "He that does not provide for his household." I mean, it goes this line. Even the Bible says that he that doesn't provide for his household is worse than an infidel. And in a way, it's more on the guy, like it's more on the man. So there is this. I don't know if I would say it's Africa or I'll say it's Nigeria, but I mean, there's this idea of, the key responsibility of a man is to what makes a man, what makes you to say that, qualify yourself to say, now I'm a man, is that you should be able to provide financially to the family. It seems like this financial provision, we're beginning to have the women in a way, right?
Filling those gaps.
And it's looking like it's looking like, okay, now
where are the men now?
So what makes you, yes, what do we need you for? Like, what makes you a man again? Like, is it by providing? I can provide, like, what my goal and career and all of that. And it seems as though, in a way, it's looking like, do you think, yes, so this is my question, do you think this is something abnormal, like, oh, the women should not aim this height, or do you think, oh, this is actually the normal thing that is happening, right? Like, that ought to be like, this is God. I mean, you talked about the Garden of Eden, talked about the beginning, right? So if we use that context, the man was the first person to be introduced to work and all of that. The woman was coming to help. So that idea, I feel like when we translate it from certain culture, it's more like the woman will sit at home while the man goes out to fend. Now we are seeing the woman, she's actually not just wanting to do it because she wants to prove a point, but it's like there's a drive, of leadership, there's a drive, there's a pull to solve problems, and as a result, it's bringing in the money more than quote and unquote demand. So would you say that this is abnormal, or you would say that I'm not done with my question? Let me land my question. Yes. Would you say this is abnormal? Would you say that this is the ideal? Would you now say that this means that yes, the future is now female? Yeah.
So which one should I answer?
I think you should answer as you understand the question.
I should answer based on how I understand the question. Let me drink that one. So I think that the world has seriously evolved because a lot of narratives have come.
Yeah.
And if you look at the world we're coming from, it's very different from the world we're in. And having said that, how do you now interpret this world we're in the context of being a man, and in the context of the female also taking up a lot of previously male only responsibilities, or should I say expectations, right? There are a lot of technological changes too that have come up, a lot of things we didn't used to hear of before that we're not hearing of today. So my own point simply is that let's go back to the beginning, your original design, because when you are in purpose, you likely 9 out of 10 times you will not be wrong. In fact, 10 out of 10. So why exactly did God create this whole earth? And why exactly did God create man? And then why exactly did God create woman? By the time we go back to those beginnings, right,
Yeah.
we begin to learn, the basics, the fundamentals.
Mm.
And from there, we now begin to advance into, okay, how does that translate to where we are today? Are we advancing towards more like growing in that direction,
God's
or are we
original
advancing
design.
away from it?
Yeah.
So that now brings me to God said, let us make man.
In our image.
Then later he now said, it's not good for this man to be
To be
alone.
alone.
Then what did you do? You extracted woman out of man. He now said, and man and Adam saw her and called her, bone of my bone and
Yeah.
flesh of my flesh. So meaning that even he acknowledged that God did a good work for him.
Mm.
And then translate it in today's world now. So meaning that men generally catch visions for where they're going to, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying a woman cannot, but I'm just saying that um even women who do,
Yeah.
many of them do so with a man with them
Mm.
as per their the man understands
Yeah.
the vision that she carries,
Yeah.
and he sees ahead and supports her to accomplishing that vision, because in that he is finding his fulfillment, she's also finding her fulfillment. For example, a woman that let's say um she's going to be like a, let me use the word, an author, and he sees and he supports her, he ensures that he takes care of the home
Yeah.
front, children are well settled in school and all of that, so she
Yeah.
can have time to think, meditate, and write. And as a
Mm.
result of her writing, look at Joyce Meyer, for example. Her
Mm.
husband supports the ministry,
And
but she is the
her
frontier.
husband is not really like
Do you
that
understand?
loud
And
and
she is her
obvious.
name, like right there,
It's even
right
Joyce
out
Meyer
there,
ministry.
is Joyce Meyer Ministries. But if you look at it closely, you see that the husband is finding
Yeah.
fulfillment, supporting her through
Even in
that
her
journey. So
healing journey.
I'll say to the men out there, it doesn't make you less of a man to support your wife's vision, right?
Mm.
And if you are in a relationship and you feel like you are being threatened because the woman you're in a relationship with, her goals and dreams seem so, like out there, and you're like, you are still trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Just know that you can also find fulfillment in helping her to accomplish that which God has given to her, right?
Yeah.
Just remember, two of you are one.
Yeah.
Don't let the mentality that has been sold, generationally, to
Yeah.
become what will now hinder you from fulfilling purpose. Do you
Yeah.
understand my point? Even back in the days, we think it does not happen in the Bible. But go and check Joseph and
Mm.
Mary.
Yeah.
Mary got the encounter, and then
Yeah.
eventually Joseph fell in line,
Yeah.
and then the angel now appeared to
Yeah.
Joseph,
Yeah.
say, don't worry, carry her away
Yeah.
to
So
Egypt
she's
for
the
a while.
one.
So
She was the one
she
with
was the one.
carrying the
How many times did you hear about Joseph?
child.
In the Bible, it was Mary, Mary,
Mm.
Mary, 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 Mary.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, you find out that God has specific. So when you notice God's
Yeah.
call on a person's life, just realize that we are one,
Yeah.
and if we're here to support each other,
Yeah. We're here to
right?
serve.
So sometimes you'll be down, she'll support you, and you'll be down, she'll support
Yeah.
you. But don't ever make it look like it's a do or die
You have
affair.
to be
You
up.
need discernment by the Spirit of God. You need
Yeah.
wisdom. You need to be ensuring that if you understand the purpose of marriage and the institution of marriage,
Yeah.
you know why you are there and
Yeah.
what God needs you to do there. So
Yeah.
you don't carry ideologies and philosophies that are man-made
Yeah.
into a God-ordained
Yeah.
institution.
I have a question, right? When we say God gave man work,
Mm.
It was the garden of Eden, and
Right.
he told man to tend it
Mm.
and to keep it and watch it, right?
Mm.
I Now when we bring it to this context,
Right.
I feel like the concept of the idea of work sometimes is a
Mm.
job,
Mm.
right? And when we take it to Garden of Eden, right?
Mm.
I would say that I can't really say that some of the things that we call work is actually that idea of um imposing God's presence
Right.
and spreading God's presence.
Mm.
Now I'm going somewhere. So when Eve God gave Adam to Eve, right?
Yeah. Right.
I feel like I believe that one of the mistakes that Adam made was probably not realizing that the fact that you have been sent an helpmate, like your primary work now becomes that helpmate. Because the only way your other work will be compromised is if this helpmate is
It's
compromised.
compromised. Yeah.
And that was what happened. Like how he got to lose the garden was
Mm.
because his co-laborer was compromised. And if you notice, in any organization, like how whatever we're doing get compromised is the people who are doing it with gets compromised. So maybe, do you think that the concept of work needs to be probably revisited from being something that only generates financially to actually realizing that the main work is discipleship? Like the main work is first on human beings before on any other thing. Like once a human being is compromised, if you are working with that human being, whatever it is you are doing is already compromised.
Personally, I think that concept of work, we need to actually understand it back to the beginning. God designed work for man, and the essence of that work was to, first of all, advance God's agenda, and also to bring man into a deeper relationship with him. So meaning that for you to advance my cause, we need to be working together. And for me to be working together, not just you and I, let me make another version of yourself. So God created woman and said, okay, so three of us now will all be working together to accomplish and advance the agenda. And in heaven too, there's also three, the Father, Son, and the Spirit. So given that order, and work was given by man to advance God's agenda. So one thing you must never forget is the fact that always ask yourself, where is God in this? Where is God in this? Whatever work you're doing, where is God in this? If you can't find God in it, then you might need to take some moments to sit back, ask yourself, where is God in this? Because if you are working just to pay bills, I'm sorry to say, that's not the best place to be. I mean, life is more, multiply what you're doing by 10, 20 years. Do you want to hand this over to your children? Because real work, personally, I feel like some of it should be able to hand over to your children and your children's children.
Transgenerational.
Check through the scriptures.
Yeah,
you see
God of
people,
Abraham, Isaac,
and it's not
Jacob.
just the covenant they are sending over, they are sending skills, they are sending knowledge, they are sending history, so many principles that they were giving their children. So those are the things you want to build for, and longevity, legacy. You don't just want to just work, earn a living, get pension, and die, and have grandchildren and all whatnot. No, life is more than that. There's a reason God sent you on earth, and He wants you to fulfill that purpose, right, for which you were created. And there are many assignments on that way, so that at the end of your journey, you will say like Jesus, it is what?
Finished.
It is finished. And Jesus showed us that yes, a man can actually come to that point where everything God needs you to do on earth is done. And you can say it is finished.
So, on this note, I think it would be right to say that the future is God's original design. And God's original design was male and female. Yes, and then the heart of stewardship, the heart of service. So Joseph wasn't the one carrying baby Jesus, but he was needed. Yes, he was needed. We need the man, we need the woman, and I think we need to intentionally grow away from scarcity mentality. Right? When God made Eve, he made her a helpmate, meaning that she has a capacity. There is a capacity she carries. There is a leadership. There is a leader in her, like 100%. Ability to solve problem and get things done. And then the best of Adam comes when the best of Eve is in expression. Like you get the best of everything when the best of the woman is in expression, 100%. And you also get the best of everything when the best of a man is in oppression. And I've come to realize that we don't it's not healthy to solve a bad problem with a bad solution, or to solve or to cure a hurt with another hurt. True. Like someone would say the sky is wide enough for everyone to fly. Yes. So I don't have to get dimmed for you to shine. True. And you don't have to get dimmed for me to shine. And then my light is not an evidence against you. It's actually an evidence for you that God can, like, such and such and such is possible. And I believe that every opportunity to steward a person, and in this context your wife, your wife, or I mean if you're not married,
Yeah.
as a guy, like when you see a lady blossoming, like being there to be an expression of God, to be a backbone, it's actually you being an extension of God to that person, because
That's
how
right.
God served other men is actually through men. And interestingly, there are a lot of women, I hear it when I hear women talk, some of the things they even face is that some women don't even support women, and where they even get this support is from men. And in fact, even in the family system, in a healthy family, you could
Right.
tell that when daddy is around, there's just something
It's
about
just
daddy being
atmosphere. Yeah.
yeah. So having a healthy man and a healthy woman is actually what gives us a healthy society. If we have a healthy woman and an unhealthy man, it's going to still be traumatic.
Yeah.
If we have a healthy man and an unhealthy woman, it's going to be traumatic. And I feel like the emphasis should be that the future becomes God's original design. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Yay!
I give it to you
Mr. A.
100%.